Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another video. All right, y'all, back with some sad news. I talked about this a little bit in the live stream last night, but the one fight I was looking forward to, just got canceled for UFC 270. Y'all know what fight I'm talking about. Viviane Araujo versus Alexa Grasso. The one flyweight fight I wanted to see this month that I was really, really hyped about just got canceled. As y'all know, Viviane Araujo, she had to pull out of the fight due to an undisclosed injury. But the semi-bright side is that the card or the fight is not canceled altogether. They are trying to find an opponent for Alexa Grasso. Trying to find a replacement, for the within the next 2 weeks. Trying to get somebody in there with her. So I did like a little a poll, and I talked about it last night in the live stream. Who would be a good opponent for her, who would be able to step in, because, I think like half of the ladies right now in the flyweight division, they're already booked, so there's a few names out there that come to mind, a couple top 10 fighters and, one unranked fighter that wants to, get it going. So with that, I'm trying to think, man, who would be a good opponent for January 22nd against Alexa Grasso. So just going down the list, the number one I'd have to say, well, first off, I'll start from the bottom up. One of the names that I think wouldn't mind stepping in on a late replacement would be the unranked Erin Blanchfield. Erin Blanchfield right now is kind of riding high off of her dominant win over Miranda Maverick. On top of that, she's just been really carrying that energy that she wants to, climb that ladder. Right now she's unranked. She just defeated Sarah Alpar, Miranda Maverick. But with the energy she's been carrying and, the call out she's been making from, Casey to Macy Barber, I think that if they reached out to her, she'd be one of those fighters that would say, hey, give me that fight. Because, Alexa Grasso's number 11 right now. So that's realistic. It's not like she's jumping too far ahead, taking on, a top 5 or a top 10. She is facing somebody right on the edge of top 10, but still, in that lower half. So that would be a good name for her. She'd be facing a veteran as well. Would the fight be winnable? Of course it would. Anything can happen in this fight, because Erin Blanchfield, she is, a bigger, in my opinion, she's a physically bigger flyweight than Alexa Grasso. Of course, Alexa Grasso does have the skill and the experience, but at the same time, anything can happen because, their styles are opposite. And I think Erin Blanchfield, this would be a good learning lesson, good learning experience for her. If she could pull it out, boom, she would be number 11 or she'd be ranked like number 12 or 13. So it'd be the perfect fight to get her into the top 15, in my opinion. The next I would say is the number 8, Andrea Lee. I think Andrea Lee would be a good opponent. I think Andrea Lee, right now with the position that she's in with 2 stoppage wins over, 2 names, Antonina and Cynthia Calvillo, I think she'd want to keep that momentum going against, another high-level experienced fighter in Alexa Grasso. I know Alexa is 3 spots lower than her, but still, that's still a good fight for her, because right now, again, everybody above her is pretty much taken. Chikagan and Meyer are booked. Who else? You have who else? Lauren Murphy's, she's out. She's out right now. She's not in the mix. Of course, there's a couple of other names which I'll bring up here, but Andrea Lee didn't really show interest in really wanting to fight up, in my opinion, right now. Maybe she does want to fight one of these other names, but she didn't really sound she wanted to leapfrog and go for a title shot, and she didn't really call anybody else out like Chikagan or any of those other girls that are, part of that gauntlet you have to get through the Valentina Shevchenko. So right now, if she want to get in another fight, and keep that momentum going, I think that would be a good matchup. You got the kickboxer and Andrea Lee versus, the quick boxer and Alexa Grasso. They both have underrated ground games at times. It could be a winnable fight for Lee, but, that would be also a good name for Alexa Grasso, to kind of build off of. Next, I would say is number 7, Jojo Wood. Jojo Wood, I don't know if she's trying to take some time off or she is thinking about retiring pretty soon. She's been doing a lot of other things. I know she's coming off that Taylor Santos finish, but at the same time, that was only 1 round. I don't think she has a suspension. So, after facing Taylor Santos and losing, that could be kind of crushing mentally. But if she just wants to get back in there and test out her skills to see if she has it, that's a good fight. It's a good stand-up fight. You got the Muay Thai fighter versus the boxer, and I think with both of these fighters here, with what they bring, it would be a good stand-up action fight. Neither fighter would really want to try to go to the ground. Like, if anything, I think Grasso would want to be the one to go to the ground in that fight. But I think that would bring some action, and that's still a high-ranked fighter for Grasso. I'm facing the number 7. That would break her back into the top 10. And of course, last but not least, would be the number 1, Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade right now, she's open. She doesn't have a fight booked, so this fight could be doable. The number 1 versus the number 11. I know that's a big jump. And, I know what y'all are thinking. That's going to be, a body on Jessica Andrade's resume. But hey, if Alexa Grasso was feeling ballsy and she wanted to get it, hey, that's a name right there. That's a name that she could get in there with, and you could try to build off of that. That would definitely push her past a lot of other fighters. Like I said, she's the only one at that top that's open right now. So why not make that happen? I mean, style-wise, I think we all know that the skills and the technique would favor Grasso when it comes to her striking and her stand-up and her movement overall. But when it goes on the inside, I think we know what that spells. Andrade has improved on her striking a little bit, and how she cuts off the octagon. She showed it in the Calvillo fight. So, that would be, a very interesting matchup. But we know when she gets hands on Grasso, it can be game over, right? Because I don't think Grasso has that type of physical strength to counter Andrade, or just that type of wrestling to try to do what somebody like Shevchenko did. You know what I mean? So if anything, that would probably be the one fight they wouldn't push, just because it is 2 week notice to put her in there with such a dangerous opponent. So that'd probably be the least logical fight I would go for. But the other fights I think would be fine. Like, if Aaron picked that fight, I would be hyped. I'd be hyped to see if she could do it and bust into that top 15 just like that. But the one I think I'd like to see just matchup-wise would be Andrea Lee and Alexa Grasso right now, because I think they have more momentum behind them, and they're right there, closer to each other, right there close to that top 10. So those are the names that I've been kind of thinking about. But the two, if I had to narrow it down, or if I had to narrow it down to one, I would say Andrea Lee versus Alexa Grasso. Yeah, Grasso. Andrea Lee would be fighting down, but like I said, she hadn't really called nobody else out from the top 5. So that's what I'd like to see. But let me know, guys, what y'all think. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.